What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, with the death of PlayStation, the dying PlayStation brand, the dying identity of PlayStation. I mean, people are saying, oh, identity, Xbox, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The exact same thing is happening in PlayStation, just in slow motion and a couple 5 to 10 years behind, too late. So I don't know if that'll work out better for Sony than it would Microsoft, because Microsoft is basically taking over the PlayStation fan base from the inside. We discussed this already, but it's like more and more creators that I'm hearing, they see it. Not the Donkey Unicorns Under Ponies, because they're in delusion land. They're like, ha ha ha, we're getting all the Xbox exclusives. And meanwhile, everybody's playing Xbox games. That's Xbox's plan. It's like they sit down and they're in the meeting. It's like, okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to have really good, super expensive, one and done sad dad simulators that everybody really likes but nobody buys? Everybody's like, they're scared. They're scared to answer, because if they say no, we don't want that, you're going against, a narrative or something. But if you say, yeah, that's what we want, yay, bunch of yes men, right? Positive negativity. Does that sound familiar, Concord? So, in this meeting, Spencer over there in the side, he says, we should charge our enemy money. Yeah. And meanwhile, we give our friends, the good deal. Oh, that's not bad. That okay, yeah. But some people are gonna think that, we're traders and stuff, betraying. It's like, man, those people those dummies. We don't even want their money. Just get out of here. That's a lie. They want everybody's money. But it's like, what percentage is that? Laureen, what percentage? Okay, hold up. They have the paper. It's not even a computer. It's like paper. It's like analog. 0.002%. Yeah, that's too small. We don't care about them. Next. But anyway, Xbox is doing their thug thistle. Microsoft has a plan to make the money. And I'm looking at their plan and I'm like, it seems like they're going to make that money. And this is also going to illustrate the quality of their games. Sea of Thieves, quality obviously, because they sold over a million plus on PlayStation 7 years later. So Forza Horizon is going to do better than that. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Is something that is really not special. It's weird. It's Dreamcast guy's teeth. Now remember, he did a thing where it's like, I need, what do you want, 16 grand for some teeth or something? First of all, he probably had the money, obviously. I don't know if he got dental or whatever, but his channel's big enough for him to, hopefully he saved his money for his teethus. Why did they pull 72 teeth out of his face? I don't know. Did he say 16 teeth? I don't know. What kind of dental Armageddon is going on in your mouth for you to have to pull all them teeth? Sounds like, when they said meth cast guy, I thought they were joking. I guess they weren't joking, because that sounds like a person who maybe partakes in the special sauce, and that'll mess up your teethus. I know someone who was close to my brother, who had the same thing done. Teeth all so bad, this person wouldn't smile in pictures because it was just like rotten forest. Rotten forest? You get the picture. It was bad. I bet you the breath didn't smell too good either. You get a couple rotten teeth. You get one rotten tooth, your breath is like. You get a whole gum line full of just charred remains, man, forget about it. You're like, there's like a perpetual dragon hanging out your mouth like, Rrr. That's how dragging your breath is. Anyway, I watched, I think it was AGN. Was it AGN? I think it was AGN. Was watching Dreamcast guys, I guess one of his first videos back after he got his teethus done. Look, bro, if you have surgery like that, that's like a major surgery. Don't do no vid. Don't do video. Just take a day or two, or 3 or 4, or a week or two, or something. Get your mouth right. Pause. I'm just saying, cause he went up on there. Look, I had my Dreamcast guy impression, which I wasn't really trying. But now it's totally different. Now he threw the whole game off. Now I gotta go back and restudy. but he was like, it sounded like he was gargling. I mean, he was like, doing this guy. He didn't do the pauses as much. I guess his new teeth are smooth enough so that he doesn't have to pause. Or maybe he was pausing because his teeth hurt so much. So he was like, welcome back to. Like every time he said something, it hurt, so he had to pause. But yo, he was gargling, and I was like, I can't focus on what the words. I can't focus on the words. I was gonna drink some water and try to do it, but I'm like, I don't want to make a mess. Go listen to it. It's bad. Anyway, he's a dummy. He's a dummy. Porter Rock's a dummy. J-Dub is a dummy. Man, I know most of these guys are just trolling. Dreamcast guy is more of a grifter, and the fact that he's not entertaining or funny or charismatic. He's just like a person with new teeth now. that's the descriptor. So I'm like, I can't even even though King Thrash is a moron. I like calling him King Trash, but anyway, at least he's kind of sort of funny in his trolling. I'm like, okay, I can listen to you even though you're a pony and Donkey Unicorn, but whatever. But at least I can be like, okay, I see the jokes and stuff. I got it. I get it. I guess it's okay. But Dreamcast guys just straight up, Dreamcast guy. He don't know how to use his mouth. Pause. He needs to retrain his dientes. Pause. Everything I say about Dreamcast mouth is pause. Pause. So yeah, I don't remember what was he talking about. He was talking about something like it's something along the same lines that all the Donkey Unicorns and Ponies are talking about. Oh, Xbox is not, they're dead. They're no more consoles. Blah blah. It's like everything they're saying, right, is first foremost lies, not true. They're acting like Xbox is done with the console business. Not. They're coming out with like maybe 2 variants of it. The funny thing would be, right? I mean, this is speculation. This is hopes and dreams if you want. Copium? I don't think so. But if Xbox comes out with new consoles, plural, and they both jump off, and they're both like, yo, they weren't playing, and they do their Thug Thistle, and everybody liked it, and it sells like crazy. It's super successful. That's the ultimate. That's the nail. It's over. Like PlayStation is like, okay, well, they ain't got no game. I mean, because Xbox has games now, so it's like, it's not like, oh, they still ain't got no games. So what hardware? No, they have so many games that they have to put them they have like, yo, we got too many games and not enough consoles, which is, we can just say that, comparatively speaking. I mean, we could say PC, but they want to maximize profit, right? They want to make the margins juicy. They want juicy margins, fat and juicy margins, right? And so that's why they're going to put all this stuff on the Switch too. Also, I would be surprised if they try to backport it to the Switch. Some of them games, like, oh yeah, Starfield's on the Switch. Like, what? I mean, it probably run like doo-doo cakes and look like trash, but hey, When you got 150 million consoles sold, congratulations, Nintendo, then it's all good. I predict and believe that they will pass the PlayStation number. And I don't think the PlayStation number is 160. I need to go do some research. I believe it was last I remember it was 155, but I think it was a little bit more than that. I think it was 57.8 or something like that. So I think that Jim Ryan, with his British math, you know how British math be, he rounded it up because he's an evil person and his cookie didn't save or protect him from the realities of his buffoonery. Yeah. So all this kind of flux in the industry is interesting. And, once again, the console war rhetoric is kind of clouding and confusing the reality, if you look at it for what it is. And I'm excited because, we're getting new hardware soon, right? And they have a bunch of games that I want to play on current, gen hardware. And so I'm like, games is nice. Games is coming out. I want to play them all. New hardware is coming out. That's going to be crazy. So it's like the outlook on Xbox side, it's like rainbows and unicorns, baby. Not donkey unicorns. Regular, real, nice, pretty unicorns. And so I'm like, okay, Xbox, Microsoft, they holding down the industry. They're doing what they need to do. They're making sure that the studios are studioing. You're making sure that these games are gaming and selling, wherever they need to sell. They're making the changes they need to keep themselves healthy, their studios healthy, their people employed, and the industry healthy. And with Game Pass in there, just chilling, like, what's up? And then with all this tariff talk and all these, we had inflation, right? Right? So inflation hit. Sony said, let's raise the prices. Let's go. So I'm like, whatever. That was Sony and that was Take-Two. It was Take-Two first, but whatever. And so, and now with the whole tariff thing, that might increase everything across the board, which means consoles will be more, games will be more. Even though games shouldn't be more because it's digital, but whatever, they're gonna increase that because. But actually, in essence, it would be more because studios, if they have to upgrade their equipment, new computers, blah blah blah, that stuff's gonna be more expensive, blah blah blah. So, yeah, if the silicon goes up, then the prices on our geeky entertainment goes up. So be it. But with Game Pass, it mitigates some of that cost, and it makes being a gamer feasible, on the level that you would want to be. Like, you're like, I got a library of 500 or so games. I don't know if it's it's close to 500. 500 or so games plus my games. I'm good. I have no problem paying $20. If they increase it to 25, ouch, but still, it's still a good deal at $25 a month. Come on, son. So, I'm not saying you should do that, Microsoft, by the way. I'm just saying, comparatively speaking, still a good deal. And so, I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at Microsoft Gaming, Xbox over there. I'm like, y'all are good. Keep it moving. Keep them bangers coming. Don't slip up. Don't get cocky. Just do what you're doing. Phil, you can't retire. You can't retire yet. You gotta stay. You better be training Sarah to know. I know she's not a code. I don't think she coded, but she was at Verizon or whatever. She's good at. I don't know what she's good at, but she's good at being on the court. Being in court and slapping them lawyers around like, what? No. Plap, 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 plap. Next question. You know what I'm saying? She was. Shoot, I want her by my side in court, man, for real. Anyway, so Microsoft's good. Nintendo, it all kind of, it's all relying on what the switch to. It really is the price, honestly. Not so much. I mean, the performance will be better, yeah, sure. By how much? Who knows? But I guess enough for Nintendo games. But will it be enough for the ports from the big boys? Hopefully it will. And if that's the case, then it really is the price of the. Like I said before, if the price is $399, we good to go. We good to go. That's a good price. Let's go. $349, a little high, but you know what? Sure. $499, no, because that goes against their whole motto is to make less expensive, more kind of financially available toys, if you will, because they're fundamentally a toy maker, if you will. I mean, they make video games, but you know, in their DNA is toys. I mean, first it was cards, but you know, that's why they made that Mario Kart remote control toy thing. That was kind of, I was like, oh wow, how do they? Because that's what they do. They can make toys. Remember Rob the Robot? A toy that you plug into your NES and with the gyromite and all toys. But anyway, the so the Switch 2, it seems promising. You know, not like when the 3D. Remember, I guess it was the 3DS when it launched, and it was that $399? I think it was. I think it was really high for the time, and they were like, yeah, no, that's too expensive. So they cut the price and they did all these things, and eventually everybody came around and stuff. But you know, Nintendo has been shown if the hardware is there and the business side is not like price or whatever, they are agile enough to move and make a correction. So they've done it before. I believe they can do it again. PlayStation. The problem with PlayStation is that they are not agile. They are in a kind of a desperation mode. The only thing that they can do for the foreseeable future, I would say the rest of this generation, is to buy exclusivity, buy third-party exclusives. That's all they can do because they don't have enough time. They don't have enough resources. There isn't enough time. They wasted too much time and money on these games, service games, which they're still doing, by the way. They could have had 4 or 5 bangers ready to go, but they blew it. They blew it because they were trying to get that gas. They tried to gaslight everybody. They're trying to get that gas money, and they were too greedy. And I'm like, how? I said this before. I'm like, how are you, Sony, in the business longer than Microsoft, by the way, by 5 years, 6 years? And look at the different companies. Look at Sony, look at Microsoft, look at PlayStation, look at Xbox. How is it that PlayStation finds themselves in the situation they're in right now? With the years over experience that they have over Xbox. How is PlayStation where they at right now? And then the pony's not you because what you talking about? 70 million sold. I'm like, y'all need to shut up with that because that don't matter when 1.5 million people buy your banger exclusive game of the year. That's an indication that y'all suck, or no, they're not buying your games, or something's off. The numbers are off somewhere. So I don't know, man. It's just weird. But anyway, Dreamcast Guy's Teeth, go listen to that slurry fest. I couldn't finish it. I was like, I can't. And I was doing it through somebody else, so he was pausing and giving us breaks. And so I'm like, thank you. Because I couldn't. Man, he had some saliva going. Man, oh man. How old is he? Why is it? I mean, that doesn't matter. If you're a crackhead, then, you know, age don't matter. Your teeth are going to go. Your teeth are going to jump out your face. Smoking all that crack. I mean meth, excuse me. Didn't mean to insult him. Sorry. Anyway, appreciate you hanging out. Like and subscribe here in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Dreamcast Guy's new teeth. How they sound. And the state of the industry, it's flux, it's changing, but the outlook is good. Microsoft is saving gaming, basically, giving all their games to, not all, but it's last thing. It's just like they're saving gaming, or they're giving games to PlayStation because there's dry over there. But in essence, they're trying to take over their audience. It is such a diabolical plan. And I'm like, yo, how do they? Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, preach. I'll take you down to the next one. Took the weed.